A cold, still night swallowed the sprawling mansion. Blood pooled beneath the lifeless figure of Victor Santoro. In a trembling voice, his hand reached for a phone. "It's done. The king is dead," he whispered. Shadows clung to every corner as secrets threatened to surface. Outside, the rain lashed the gardens, carrying the distant echo of footsteps. Detective Harrison's mind raced, trying to piece together motives in the chaos. Every hallway whispered betrayal, and the air smelled of gunpowder and iron. Somewhere, alliances shifted without warning, and the world Victor had known fell into darkness. Harrison crouched beside Victor, examining the phone with trembling hands. Each second stretched into eternity as he read the last cryptic message. Outside, sirens wailed in the distance, mingling with the storm. Memories of past betrayals and alliances haunted him. The mansion's once lavish halls felt like a trap, shadows whispering secrets he feared to uncover. He thought of Emma, a loyal ally he barely trusted, now possibly a pawn in this deadly game. Every heartbeat echoed the fragile balance between life, loyalty, and imminent chaos. Emma entered the mansion, her presence commanding yet cautious. Harrison turned sharply, eyes locking with hers, searching for trust in her expression. The storm outside seemed to echo the turbulence inside. Secrets clung to every corner, and every whispered threat made the air heavier. She moved gracefully, but each step carried the weight of fear and anticipation. Harrison realized that the alliances he had once counted on were fragile. Together, they would have to navigate a web of danger that promised death at every turn. In the study, Harrison traced Victor's connections, uncovering threads leading to the Santoro Empire's core. Documents scattered, revealing secrets and betrayals hidden for years. Shadows of past violence seemed alive in the room, whispering threats that demanded action. Harrison's resolve hardened, realizing the true danger was not outside, but within. Every signature, every photograph hinted at treachery that could topple the Empire. With Emma at his side, he vowed to confront the truth, though the cost would be immeasurable. Thunder crashed as Harrison and Emma descended to the mansion's lower level. Hidden passages hinted at the Empire's secret operations. Footsteps echoed unnaturally in the damp corridor. The sense of being watched pressed heavily upon them. They exchanged glances, unspoken questions hanging in the stormy air. Each turn revealed remnants of past violence and whispered threats. Harrison's heart raced as the reality of betrayal crystallized. Survival required courage, cunning, and the willingness to confront those closest to them. Harrison and Emma entered the dim warehouse, shadows stretching across crates stacked high. The scent of damp wood and rust filled the air. They knew rival operatives could appear at any moment. Emma whispered, "Every step we take might be our last." Harrison nodded, scanning for hidden traps and listening for the faintest echo. Their footsteps echoed, revealing the vast emptiness. In this maze of danger, alliances and betrayals were impossible to discern. Every crate could conceal a gun, every shadow a threat. They moved forward, hearts racing. A secret office revealed blueprints and ledgers detailing illicit operations. Emma's hands trembled as she read them. Harrison's jaw tightened. Every line exposed a network of corruption that extended far beyond the city. They realized that trust was fragile, and even allies could betray without warning. Each discovery heightened the stakes, revealing rival gangs intertwined with the Santoro legacy. Harrison placed a hand on Emma's shoulder. "We can't turn back now," he said. Every shadow seemed to move, and every whisper reminded them of enemies watching unseen. Footsteps echoed in the distance. Harrison motioned for silence. A rival gang emerged from the shadows, guns glinting under dim light. Emma crouched low, ready to strike, while Harrison calculated the risk. Each second stretched painfully as threats closed in. The warehouse became a stage for sudden violence, testing courage and strategy. Alliances seemed irrelevant when survival was immediate. A single misstep could mean death. Their mission had escalated into chaos, and trust became a weapon as deadly as any gun. After the confrontation, Harrison and Emma ducked into a hidden passage beneath the warehouse. Damp walls pressed in, smell of mold thick in the air. Their breaths were loud in the silence. Every echo reminded them of the danger above. Harrison whispered directions while Emma kept watch. They realized the network of tunnels extended far beyond what they expected, leading them into a hidden underworld. Each step was calculated, each sound analyzed. The shadows seemed alive, watching, waiting, and they moved as if being hunted by invisible eyes. Emerging from the tunnels, they found a clandestine meeting room filled with figures negotiating power. Harrison's heart pounded. Faces familiar and unfamiliar exchanged coded words. Emma noted every gesture, every subtle signal. The room's air was thick with ambition, fear, and deception. Harrison understood that every alliance could collapse instantly. The Santoro Empire's reach was deeper than imagined, and betrayal was inevitable. Each decision carried weight that could tip the balance of power. Their survival depended on understanding the web and navigating carefully. Harrison traced the origins of the betrayal, uncovering coded messages hidden within financial transactions. Emma assisted, her eyes scanning every detail. The depth of corruption was staggering. Each revelation revealed a new layer of danger. Allies could not be trusted. Enemies were everywhere. They felt the weight of the Empire closing in, and each step forward carried the risk of exposure. Shadows whispered of secrets too dangerous to reveal, yet they pressed on, determined to uncover the truth before it consumed them entirely. The Santoro family's rival faction struck suddenly, ambushing a safe house. Harrison and Emma narrowly escaped through hidden back doors. Bullets shattered windows and alarms blared, echoing across the deserted streets. Their hearts raced, realizing the Empire's reach had extended further than they anticipated. Every ally could betray, every corner could conceal death. They ducked behind overturned furniture, strategizing their next move. Survival demanded split-second decisions, and the line between friend and foe blurred completely. After escaping, they regrouped in an abandoned warehouse. Harrison reviewed the Santoro connections, while Emma cataloged evidence. Each document painted a picture of alliances, betrayals, and global reach. They realized the Empire had tentacles in politics, law enforcement, and crime. The stakes had escalated beyond personal vendettas. Their mission was now to dismantle the Empire from the inside. Trust was scarce, and every shadow could hide a traitor. They exchanged a determined glance, knowing the coming days would test every skill and moral fiber. A secret message arrived, hinting at the betrayer's identity. Harrison's pulse quickened. Emma read aloud, decoding every subtle hint. Each revelation brought more questions than answers. They realized the Empire was manipulating events from behind the scenes. Loyalties were fractured, and trust was a dangerous commodity. Harrison clenched his fists, aware that any misstep could end their lives. The shadows around them seemed to pulse with unseen threats. Every second counted, and every choice carried deadly consequences. They followed a trail leading to a clandestine dock, shrouded in fog. Harrison's eyes scanned shipping containers for hidden clues. Emma noted markings and coded symbols. The fog muffled sounds, creating eerie tension. They realized the betrayal extended to the highest levels of the Empire. Every movement was calculated, every step measured. They exchanged nods and advanced cautiously, knowing this confrontation could expose the true scope of treachery. Shadows and mist cloaked potential threats, and anticipation mounted with every heartbeat. Harrison and Emma tracked encrypted communications pointing to the betrayer. Each decoded message revealed intricate schemes within the Empire. Shadows seemed to move with intent as they pieced together the puzzle. Every ally became suspect. every decision critical. The network's manipulation reached beyond local crime, touching political and corporate spheres. Tension mounted as they realized the depth of deception. Each step forward was a calculated risk, requiring patience, focus, and an unwavering resolve to survive and expose the truth. A secret rendezvous in a deserted parking garage revealed hidden alliances. Harrison's eyes darted between figures exchanging coded words. Emma remained vigilant, noting every gesture and nuance. The air smelled of oil and rain, tension thick enough to cut. Every signal carried potential danger. They realized the betrayer was manipulating multiple factions simultaneously. Their only option was to anticipate the moves before the trap closed. Every heartbeat reinforced the reality. Trust was scarce, and betrayal could strike from anyone, anywhere. Following the clues, Harrison and Emma infiltrated a private club where underworld deals unfolded under dim chandeliers. Every glance and whisper held meaning. The betrayer's influence was evident, orchestrating negotiations from the shadows. Harrison's pulse quickened as he realized the complexity of the empire. Emma silently cataloged every piece of evidence. The room smelled of cigars and expensive liquor. Every smile concealed intent, and every handshake was a potential threat. They understood the stakes. A single misstep could compromise the entire mission. An intercepted conversation revealed the betrayer's identity and hidden objectives. Harrison's grip tightened around his notes as Emma pieced together the coded instructions. Each word, carefully chosen, exposed treachery reaching the highest levels of the empire. Fear and anticipation warred within them. Every figure in the room could be complicit. Shadows stretched long, echoing the empire's reach. Harrison understood that confronting the betrayer directly would be unavoidable, and the risk of exposure could shatter the delicate balance they had maintained. They followed the trail to a secluded rooftop overlooking the city. The betrayer's influence spanned the skyline, revealing connections in every corner. Harrison and Emma realized the empire's power was far greater than anticipated. Wind swept around them as they planned their next move. Every decision carried immense consequences. Anticipating the betrayer's next step was crucial. The city below pulsed with life, oblivious to the hidden battles above. Harrison and Emma exchanged a determined glance, prepared to act decisively and expose the empire before it tightened its grip further. Harrison and Emma discovered a secure facility where the betrayer coordinated operations. Security cameras glowed red, casting eerie reflections. Every corridor revealed evidence of manipulation and hidden scheme. They realized the betrayer had set traps within traps. Each step forward tested their courage. Every decision carried potential lethal consequences. They moved cautiously, deciphering codes and observing patterns. The empire's reach was methodical, precise, and merciless. Trust was non-existent, and survival depended on anticipating every hidden move. Inside the facility, encrypted files revealed financial manipulation, global connections, and covert operations. Harrison's eyes widened as Emma decoded hidden links to powerful politicians. Every revelation confirmed the betrayer's extensive influence. They knew confronting the betrayer meant risking exposure and death. Yet retreat was impossible. Each second strengthened their resolve. The empire's reach extended beyond imagination. Every ally could be compromised, and enemies lurked in every shadow. Their mission had escalated into a global confrontation. A clandestine corridor led to a hidden operations room. Harrison and Emma moved silently, aware that one wrong step could trigger alarms. The betrayer's presence was felt everywhere, orchestrating moves from afar. Every sound amplified their anxiety. They observed guards, monitored systems, and deciphered hidden codes. The stakes escalated. The empire's power was overwhelming. Each corridor, each room, revealed another layer of treachery. They realized that only decisive action could dismantle the network before it tightened its grip entirely. They confronted intermediaries controlling key aspects of the betrayer's empire. Questions and threats exchanged revealed fragmented loyalty. Every gesture and word held significance. Harrison's mind raced, calculating risks. Emma recorded everything silently. The betrayer's manipulation was meticulous, testing loyalty and resilience. Each revelation brought them closer to the ultimate confrontation. Shadows of the Empire stretched further than anticipated. Every corridor and room had been carefully designed to disorient and intimidate intruders. The trail led to a remote mansion where the betrayer orchestrated final operations. Harrison and Emma prepared for a decisive confrontation. Lightning illuminated the sprawling estate, rain beating on windows. The betrayer's reach extended to every corner of the empire. Every decision was critical. Harrison's pulse raced as he calculated each step. Emma's eyes scanned for weaknesses. The storm outside mirrored the chaos within. Survival and justice converged in this climactic moment, and every action carried consequences beyond comprehension. Harrison and Emma arrived at the mansion's perimeter, rain pounding on the roof. Every window reflected shadows of unseen sentries. The betrayer's reach extended into every room. Harrison whispered instructions. Emma nodded, her gaze scanning the estate for vulnerabilities. Each step toward the entrance required precision and caution. Their hearts raced as tension built. Any miscalculation could trigger alarms or death. The storm outside mirrored the chaos within. They pressed forward, determined to confront the Empire's mastermind and end the reign of deception once and for all. Inside the mansion, the air was thick with tension. Chandeliers swayed from the storm outside. Harrison moved silently along the corridor, Emma following, eyes alert. Each room held traces of betrayal and control. Security cameras glowed faint red. The betrayer's presence was palpable, orchestrating traps and distractions. Every shadow could conceal a threat. Every sound amplified suspense. They communicated silently with hand gestures, aware that any noise could prove fatal. The final confrontation was imminent, and every decision carried weight that could tip the balance between survival and destruction. They reached the Grand Library, the betrayer waiting with a cold, calculating stare. Harrison's pulse raced as he assessed every exit and hiding spot. Emma's hands rested near concealed weapons, ready for action. Every word exchanged was loaded with threat. The storm outside rattled the windows, punctuating the tension. They realized the confrontation would test not only their skill, but their morality. Every strategy and countermeasure had been meticulously planned. The final battle for truth, justice, and survival was about to unfold in the Empire's heart. The confrontation escalated quickly. Harrison moved first, disarming one of the betrayer's guards while Emma neutralized another. Lightning flashed, illuminating the room in brief bursts. Furniture overturned, papers scattered, and every movement was a life or death calculation. The betrayer smirked, confident in his control. Yet Harrison and Emma pushed forward, each maneuver precise. Every second carried potential catastrophe. They realized that winning required both strategy and instinct, as the storm outside mirrored the chaos unfolding within the mansion's walls. Finally, Harrison faced the betrayer directly. Emma flanked him, ready to intervene. Words were exchanged, each revealing the full extent of manipulation and betrayal. Rain lashed the windows, thunder punctuating every pause. Harrison calculated his next move, weighing revenge against justice. The betrayer's empire was exposed in its entirety. Every decision in that room could alter lives permanently. The confrontation reached its zenith as Harrison made the ultimate choice, deciding not only the fate of the betrayer, but also the moral balance that had guided him throughout the journey. The empire lay in ruins. Harrison walked through the mansion's wreckage, rain dripping from broken chandeliers. Emma followed silently, both surveying the aftermath of betrayal and conflict. The storm had subsided, leaving a quiet that felt heavier than any noise. Shadows lingered, memories of those lost and deceived etched into every corner. They had survived, but at a cost. Every step reminded Harrison of choices made, sacrifices endured, and the fragile nature of trust. The city beyond seemed indifferent to the chaos left behind. Outside, the city lights flickered through the dissipating fog. Harrison and Emma paused, catching their breath. The storm had cleansed the night, leaving silence punctuated by distant sirens. Every reflection on wet streets mirrored a life altered irrevocably. They understood that victory was hollow. The cost of dismantling the empire was etched into their hearts. The moral and emotional weight of their actions lingered. Survival was achieved, but peace remained elusive. Every choice had repercussions they would carry forever. Harrison reflected on the lives lost, allies gained, and secrets uncovered. Emma's gaze met his, a silent acknowledgement of shared struggle. The empire was dismantled, yet its shadows lingered. Every corner of their journey reminded them of the fragility of human trust and the cost of ambition. The night air carried a quiet solemnity, broken only by distant traffic. Both understood that justice was neither simple nor absolute. Survival was the only certainty, and with it came scars that could never heal. In the quiet aftermath, Harrison and Emma departed the mansion. Each step carried weight, memories etched into their minds. They moved through empty streets, aware that the empire's destruction had shifted power balances. The world continued unaware of the silent war fought and won. Every shadow seemed to whisper the cost of choices made. Their bond, forged in peril, remained unbroken. Each breath reminded them of what had been endured and what could never be reclaimed. The night was calm, but its stillness was a reminder of everything lost. The final moment found Harrison alone, pausing at the edge of the city. Emma had moved ahead, leaving him with reflection and solitude. The phone in his pocket vibrated faintly, a reminder that the war might be over, but vigilance never ended. Lights twinkled below, indifferent to human struggle. The silence was heavy, punctuated by memory and regret. He breathed deeply, knowing the journey had changed him forever. Every choice, betrayal, and victory had left a permanent mark. The cost of survival was clear, and the city remained a reminder of all that had been endured.